Our top Disney regrets.
Yes, welcome to Unlocking the Magic on YouTube, Tuesday night show. These are some of our biggest Disney regrets we're going to share with you on this.
We're just going to share a few.
Yes, we have many.
We have a lot.
Listen, that's what happens when you go to Disney a lot. You learn things. You learn what you like to do. You learn what you want to do next time. You learn what you don't want to do. And those become your regrets.
And this way, if we share our regrets, maybe it'll help you not make those choices next time you go to Walt Disney World.
Yeah, and don't take regret as being negative. Some of these regrets are things that we wish we did earlier on, which can help you if you're watching this for your next Disney trip.
Okay, number one Disney regret, not staying on property. It took us a really long time to finally stay at a Disney resort. Why is that?
I think it was because we were young, we had young kids, and we always thought that it was, listen, it's expensive to stay at a Disney resort, and we didn't know all the benefits of actually staying on property at the time. Now, listen, if you're listening to this when it comes out in 2021, some of those benefits are gone, but there's always a great pleasure you get in staying on property and being able to use the transportation, just
the way you describe it. There's always a great pleasure.
There is always great pleasure.
Who are you?
I get great pleasure out of staying on property.
Yeah. Okay. No, you're right. Sorry to interrupt you.
It's fine. It's okay.
You were on a roll and I ruined it. I'm really sorry.
Totally fine.
But back to financial situation. Believe it or not, there are ways you can stay on property and it not be super expensive. And I just wish we knew that and we did it differently. So that's my number one regret.
Yeah, we didn't know about all the different styles of properties, different deluxe, value, moderate. We didn't know any of that.
Right.
And we kind of learned by doing, which is a regret because the more you know, the better decisions you'll make and the better trip you'll have.
We would have had better trips earlier on.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Number two. I'm just going to read all of these.
Please do.
Okay. Number two, I regret trying to recreate the exact same trips or experiences.
This is a huge regret because you think that, let me just give you some life advice. When something happens that's fantastic on a vacation, don't try to do it again.
Yes.
Because like my motto for life is have low expectations. You got to have low expectations going into those things. If you have a great experience, maybe you went with a family and you have a great experience and you try to do the same exact things and it was great before, it's never going to live up to that hype.
The difference is, I think, like visiting restaurants that you love, going to places to eat that you love. Of course, that's a given. Like, I think you should go and eat. But if you're trying to create memories that were, like, say you had a really fantastic trip, your first time to Disney, and you want to sort of make it the same, I think you're going to set yourself up for failure.
Even that, if you have a great meal at a restaurant, skip a year.
Okay.
Go somewhere else next year and then come back to that restaurant in 2 years.
To see if it's worth the hype.
Yeah, because if you had a really fantastic meal, and this is if you don't go to Disney all the time. If you live there or you go to, like, you live in the area of Orlando and maybe you go to the same restaurants over and over, that's different.
Yeah.
But if, like, you went on vacation, you're like, this was the best meal I've ever had in my life, don't go again next time.
So this is a big deal for us because when we started to fall back in love with Walt Disney World, we had an amazing trip with our extended family. And then the very next year, we booked literally the same trip. We did switch resorts, which that was good. At least we did that.
Was a bonus.
And we tried a new resort. But I literally, like, from park day to experiences to, it was just hard because it was nothing new, which makes it hard to create a new memory. And if you had such a high expectation that trip, it just puts a lot of pressure on everybody.
Like vacations are to build memories that you can look back on.
Exactly.
And each time you go on vacation, try to build a new memory. Even if it's like a total failure in your trip. Like we went to this place and it was a total fail. Like 10, 15 years from now, that's going to be so fun for your family to look back on and be like, remember that time you did that thing and it was terrible? Like,
at least you tried it.
Exactly.
Right, yeah,
so build memories.
Agree.
Don't try to recreate memories.
Yeah. Shout out to Laura. I apologize. We owe you a trip.
Yeah. As soon as this podcast starts paying us money, we'll buy you.
Number 3, not researching the dining plan before our first time using it.
Yeah, this is a big one.
This is a big one, an embarrassing one. We had no idea what we were doing. Cast members were wonderful, but I just felt bad for everybody behind us in line. You could tell those people that had been to Disney a bunch of times, and we were just It was awful.
There is a video that we put on Instagram or TikTok of I think it's somebody on a crane, and they're dropping them into like a ball pit of snacks.
You shared that. It was hilarious.
I'll link it up in the below description on this YouTube video, but go watch that. That was literally me at the end of our dining plan the first time, gathering all the extra snack credits I had because we didn't know how to properly use them. That
too. So it's not just about being more confident in line and helping, knowing what you're doing so that you're not having people wait too long behind you, but it is the fact that you can buy things on the dining plan and not feel like your credits are going to disappear before the end of the trip. And like you can organize yourself better. Like I wish I knew all of that before using the dining plan.
When you get up to the cashier and they look at your tray and they like say, "Oh, good job. You got everything." It's like getting an A on a test.
Really?
Like when you go up there and you're like, "You forgot your water. You forgot your snack. You got the wrong one." You need to go, dang.
Yeah, you want to start over again. And it's, anyway, I do think that what you said before, though, is like understanding. I think the most important thing would probably be just like understanding how many credits you have and really seeing how much your family eats and that you're not going to have to hoard all of your, because that was a fail that we did. We would hoard all our credits, and at the end of the trip, we would have so much that we could barely use it. Yeah, you can use it for souvenirs, like so we got like candy souvenirs and stuff, but at the end of the day, we spent a lot of money on things that we probably didn't need to do, so like breakfasts or whatnot. So I think that's super important key.
Get the Tonga toast. Had to throw that in.
Get the
Next
Tonga.
one, number 4.
Okay, number 4. Actually, you wrote this, but I'm going to read it. Because I'm impressed. Because I don't know if this is relatable per se to you guys watching, but I think something in your life might be relatable to this.
This is our list.
I know. Not starting our podcast even sooner.
Yeah, so we thought about starting this podcast in 2013. Well, at least I did.
Was it? Wow.
But we didn't actually start the podcast till 2015. And I wish, all the things run through your head. Will anybody listen? Are there too many podcasts? Do we know what we're doing? No. All the answers is no to that. But you should just start. Like, if you really like something and you want to do it, then just do it. Don't think about all the negative things. The only way you're really going to learn if you should do it or not is by doing it and seeing what happens.
I agree with you. I think that you guys watching, this could be related to anything in your life. Doesn't have to necessarily be Disney, but do it. Start. If there's something you really want to do and you're passionate about, I think that it's so good to start even when you're not ready. And I think that was what was holding me back. And looking back now, seeing that we started in 2015, I still wasn't ready. I know you came up with the idea back in 2013, and you had to do a lot of nudging because I like to wait until things are too perfect to do it. And it just never works out that way. So
I'm the total opposite.
Yeah, I know.
So
not that we were perfect in 2015 is what I'm saying. Like we were so new. And I mean, look, we're still new,
You just have to do it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
We started a podcast because we just wanted to talk about a podcast. Kind of like our kids started Diz Kids podcast, and they only started the podcast because they genuinely like to talk about it, and that's their only goal.
Yes.
There's no hidden agenda, or they don't have another agenda than hanging out together, recording audio that they can go back on when they're older and listen to.
And if it evolves to more than that, great, but you should just definitely try something. If you really can't stop thinking about it, do it. Don't wait till it's perfect. Otherwise, you waited too long.
Done is better than perfect.
Yes. I'm learning, Bruce. I'm learning. Okay. Number 5. This is the last one. I'm saving the best, in my opinion, for last. Hopefully you agree.
All right.
Hopefully you guys agree. But this is not taking in the atmosphere. And this took us, believe it or not, a really long time to understand. And it's actually how the podcast even evolved, is because we really didn't know how to slow down and really absorb everything that Disney had to offer.
I still don't know if I fully grasped this concept yet.
It's definitely, I would say, it's a challenge that both you and G are working on, but I think you're just excited. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I think we've done a good job, G and I, who's our youngest, do a good job of, if we do get overly excited about something, we know to separate and do it because we let you guys kind of chill and do your thing if it's not something that you'd want to do, rather than trying to force everybody either to our level or slow down to your level.
I think there's a difference between chilling and slowing down and actually taking in the atmosphere. And I think that's where we were disconnecting, because I think it's totally fine if you want to run to your attraction. Like, you should be excited.
Yes.
But it's just be in the moment is really what I'm talking about, and just kind of absorb everything that's going around you. Doesn't necessarily mean, you know, walk really slow.
It just means like if you it's okay to have, if you're a super planner and you have your fast passes out and you have your agenda, it's okay to do that. I think what we try to get you across is if you happen to miss something, don't stress out about it.
That too.
Just go to the next thing. Like, don't worry so much about the agenda that you forget the experience of the day and you stick to the agenda so much.
I think this can be translated to everything in life, to be honest, but it's super important.
Have your agenda, and on the bottom, it should be big letters, low expectations.
I like that.
That's it.
Motto of I think that's the word of the show today.
Low expectations. Like when you go watch a movie and you have low expectations, the movie's fantastic. When you go to a restaurant and you have low expectations, it's always really good. Here's
the thing though, when you're spending X amount of money on a Disney trip, I don't care how low of a budget you have, you're still spending money, right? Like,
listen, spend 10 grand, still have low expectations. Say that is going to be the worst money I've ever spent in my life. It's going to be gone. I can't believe I'm spending it. And then you go and you're going to have a great experience. You're going to be like, that was great.
I don't know if I agree with that, because I do think you should have, I think that's what Disney fames themselves about, is they expect you to have high expectations. They expect you to.
And I'm telling you, slow your roll.
Okay. I think that's fair. Fine.
All right.
Fine.
Let me ask you the question of the show. We're gonna pick a prize. We're gonna mix it up this week. It may not be a t-shirt. It may be a mug. It may be a phone case. It may be a t-shirt.
Yeah, we have so much stuff. We have magnets on our site. I'm just looking at all the goods here. So let's definitely mix it up.
So question of the show, what is your biggest Disney regret? Leave it in the comments below. And you know what? I'm gonna give you a couple days.
Oh.
You don't have to do it from 8 to 9. Listen, we hang out in the comments from 8 to 9. So if you want to do it, and we can respond and hang out in the comments of the YouTube video from 8 to 9 on Tuesdays. But I'll give you a couple days, and anybody who comes to this video, think about it. What is your biggest Disney regret, and how did it affect your trip? Throw it in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and check out that video of me hoarding my snack credits. That's also in the comments. Not in the comments, in the description below.
It's not really you, but yeah.
It's a reenactment of what I looked like our first day hoarding snack credits.
I can vouch for that. It definitely looked like you.
Real?
Yeah.
All right. That's it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.